yeah. Fire, fire, fire.
45% of men aged 18 to 25 have never asked out a woman in person. That is going to be quite something in 20 years, chat. Guilty as charged. I don't blame you, chat. Women are terrifying. And they've become more terrifying in the last 20 years, I would say. I'll ask this, since we have a decent amount of Russian chatters in the West, it is very uncommon to ask someone out. Русские в чате. Вы когда-нибудь спрашивали девушку на свидание? Have you ever done that? Напишите да или там нет. Да, нет, нет. Нет, да, нет, нет. Да, нет, да. So it's about 50-50. Было дело, с тех пор не зову. Okay. I think it's about 50-50 in my chat. Hard to say, we do not have a massive sample size. However, я бы сказала, I would say, yeah, 45% sounds about accurate. Cultural shift in women, at least in the West, not wanting to be approached by men, dating app takeover, economy, lots of reasons. I don't know how badly it is over in the East or the not West, but in the West, it's extremely bad. The whole movement of women saying that all men are scumbags and how all men are perverts and that men aren't allowed to enjoy women and people being, you know, just generally very having a lot of animosity towards men. I think that's become a very big problem. Girl bossing is also a very big problem as well, with women wanting to work in office jobs and working for someone else rather than staying at home. Once you reach 18 and on up, you have less time to interact and do other things. No, that's cope, man. What happened to going outside and meeting people? I think that COVID really shot that in the foot. Yeah. Girl boss to a life of loneliness, or being an old cat lady and having hormones and being on medication because you're depressed. In America, I don't know about other countries, but in America, there is definitely a massive problem with being over-medicated. Going outside costs money, and I don't have money. There's so many factors to it. Economic reasons, social reasons, cultural reasons. Especially in the US. I'm sure everywhere else it's a little bit different, maybe. I know for a fact in South America, I have friends in South America that say that going outside is a lot more common, but it's definitely taken a hit since COVID. Yeah, in South America, for example, it's very acceptable to be social and go outside and drink and do stuff. But I wanted to bring up this article. It says 45% of women estimated to be single and childless by 2030. Oh, it is over, chat. The West is going to collapse. There's your birth rate. Single and childless equals fail? What the fuck? Chat, I hate to break it to you, but part of the reason we are as humans, that we exist as humans, is because we reproduce. Yeah. Yep, girl bossing to extinction. I think it's very much that people think that they can live alone and live a happy life too as well. Hear me out. If there is overpopulation and some people are stupid and annoying, it will lessen the stupid people and heighten the better people. My ignorant sweet summer child, you really think the smart people are going to be the ones reproducing? Even by that logic, that's not even true. The people that reproduce are the ones that don't care if they're undereducated or they can't afford it. They're the ones that reproduce. The smart people will be like, well, I can't afford a child. Damn, I guess I'm gonna die alone. Yeah. The movie Idiocracy literally says it best. Yeah, I gotta watch that. Idiocracy is a documentary. True. Anyway, Recent data predicts 45% of women between the ages of 25 and 44 will be single and childless by the time 2030 rolls around. The number of single women in the United States is expected to rise by 1.2 every year. You know what? I actually believe it. Look! And they have an orange cat! And a lady for the picture. Oh my god. True. It's over. Everyone's eggs are gonna rot. We're told by our culture that a woman who is unmarried and has no children is empowered and in charge of her own life. She has escaped the unnecessary burden of raising a family and being a slave to her husband. Why does it always resort... And I know they're doing this on purpose. This is not a biased article in the sense that it's pushing against women being, you know, self-reliant. But at the end of the day, a woman still needs help. Women do need help, as do men. It's not about being a slave to one another. I also hate the idea of men hating their wives. I hate it when I'm in with boomers and they're like, yeah, the old ball and chain, am I right, fellas? And I'm sitting here like, that's not funny. If you don't like your wife, why are you with her? Oh, 'cause she's a hole. But yeah, it's a team effort to survive. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Sadly, many women have adopted the modern feminist lifestyle and have chosen to sleep around, abort their baby if they unexpectedly get pregnant, and swear off of marriage. But these cultural trends are going to have a tremendous impact on the future of American society. You know what? Another thing that really blows my mind is that people that don't get married. The people that are with each other for like 16 years and they don't get married, and then they pay more taxes as a result and give the government more money in return. Staying with them is cheaper than divorce in most cases. Yeah, but when you want to try and work something out with them, I don't know. I'm being a woman right now. Yeah. People are stupid, Alana. I am stupid. So theoretically, since humans are evolving, do you think this based on this article, the age for menopause will increase? No. For those that did not take biology in high school, it takes millions of years to evolve, like, biological functions. Yeah, that's not gonna change. Women are still gonna suffer. It's gonna take millions, if not tens of thousands of years. Yeah. Hundreds of thousands even, yes, correct. By 35, you start drying up, yep. And then you go through menopause. Evolution doesn't happen in a generation. Chat, I evolved this dent in my head through 10 years. Yeah. Morgan Stanley estimates that 45% of women in their prime working years will be single and childless by the time 2030 arrives. I would love to see the study for this. This is insane. Also, another thing that really irks me is that people will refuse to use contraception, or they don't want to buy contraception because it's expensive, and then they raw dog it and get an abortion instead. Do some people not understand how traumatic abortions are? Like jokes aside, people want to do what they want to do. They're going to find a way. But abortions are unironically very traumatic. Your hormones get fucky-wucky. You get traumatized from, like, just doing the abortion action. It sucks. No, because they aren't told that? Yeah, maybe it's an ignorance in education, but I digress. 45% of women are expected to be single, per recent projection. Published an article outlining women's impact on the American economy. The number of prime working age women in the US has been increasing steadily. This tracks. This does track. Most of them are single and completely focused on their careers. Yeah, and then when they're 35 and they finally want to settle down, like, this is gonna be such a problem, chat. Also, that it's not the same with a condom argument is such a bitch move from a guy. I think so. I think you should be more educated and care more for the potential of a conception if you do not use contraception. I think that's a big issue. But, what was I saying? Oh, yes. Some women, they finally hit their stride by the time they're about 35, but then biology starts ticking and they don't know what to do and they go crazy. This women will continue to have a greater representation in the workforce, helping to boost wages. Oh, and another thing, more taxes for the government as well. I've also heard people saying the argument that there are less women in the workforce because taxes pay for a lot of things as well. Yeah. Economist blah 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 says in the past, education or lower paying occupational choices largely drove the pay gap. Today, motherhood is by far the largest contributor to the wage gap, since women who become mothers often choose to stop working or work fewer hours. Yes, actually. I remember there was a lot of girls that I worked with at my old job that basically would have to stop working because they're taking care of a baby. I don't think that women should be freaking shamed, man. I don't think women should be shamed, first of all, for wanting or getting tired from taking over a child, like taking care of a child. However, the wage gap thing is kind of insane to contribute it to a literal wage gap where it's just women quitting or working fewer hours, therefore bringing down the average. I think that's ridiculous. If you took that out, it's non-existent. Good luck. Good luck trying to prove that with like calculations. Be like, no, actually, it's because women, they get paid less because they're women, and society freaking hates women. If men could get pregnant, the same thing would happen, by the way. Yeah, chat, MPreg right now. It's fine. It's fine to take off times, man. To take care of a baby. Baby's important. But it looks like there will be fewer and fewer mothers over the next couple of decades. As women choose to commit themselves to work rather than start a family. It's true. It's very true, chat. I think as someone who is of a career-driven and focused on that part of life, it sucks that I have to think about it like that, but I think I'm content with dying alone. If it happens, but being content with dying alone is also another big factor. Where's your kid? Aren't you close to 30? Where's your fucking kid? Aren't you close to 30, bitch? Yeah! She'll have Twitch chat. Twitch chat can impregnate me. Gross, man. Ew. Ew! Ew! I just had the visuals. Never mind. Hold on. I wanted to touch on something here. I'm gonna be honest. I think it's sad that birth rates being under replacement rates aside, like, what are you gonna do when you're old? You have no children to watch grow up, no husbands to spend your older years with. You're just kind of alone. Eventually you'll retire if the economy allows you to. Or maybe something happens and you get hurt and you can't work. That's also very common. I feel like the level of severe depression in everyone, but especially women, is gonna skyrocket in the next 10 years. To top it off, women are just more emotional on a hierarchical scale. Yeah, retirement in this economy. No, I mean, I hope people get to retire. I think it sucks. It sucks seeing an old lady who's like 70 years old and she's working at Walmart. I think it's very sad. Yeah. Oh, right, the wage gap. Helping boost wages, nothing wrong with this, by the way. The problem is like when feminists demonize girls that want to be stay-at-home moms. there's a lot of shaming of like not contributing to society, or not having a quote-unquote real job for women when they are being close and taking care of someone's kids. Like, I think there's a lot of men in this chat that feel nothing more than pride or the idea of a woman staying at home and talking to their kids and taking care of them, making sure they're warm and fed and dressed. There's nothing wrong with being a trad wife, but if you're 100% career focused and you're looking for a man that makes more money than you and you're upset that you can't find one because you've been girl bossing your way to the top for 10 years, it might be a skill issue. Should have thought ahead. You have to think ahead about, like, with these kinds of things. I genuinely think you should. If you're fine with maybe not finding a man, then whatever. I mean, there's a lot of men that are concede to the fact that maybe they're gonna die alone. I think that there's a lot of women that can't accept that fact, and it's really ruining their mental. Again, a lot of men. Spoken to a lot of men, even in chat, just reading that kind of thing. They're like, yep, if I die alone, I'm fine. I don't care. Whereas with women, it's like, no, I need a man. Where was I? Oh yeah, right. The number of single women in the US is expected to increase by 1.2 every year from 2018 to 2030 compared to 0.8 increase for the overall population. This is likely going to result in 45% of women between the ages of 25 and 44 who will be single and childless by 2030. This is an increase from 41% of women in that age group being single and childless in 2018. That's a pretty big demographic shift, chat. These shifting lifestyles norms are enabling more women with or without children to work full-time, which should continue to raise the labor force participation rate among single females. On a side note, chat, do you think this makes big corpo borpo want to fund girl bossing culture? Do you think there's TikToks dedicated to, like, saying, you don't need no man, like TikToks that being posted? I think they would. They would want to encourage being like, oh, you're 21, you should start girl bossing. Instantly. Just start farming them fresh out of college or high school or whatever. Because if there's overall more people in the workforce, like, think about it. Because more women are focusing on their career instead of having children and, you know, getting pregnant and not being able to work, it helps create an employer's market. Wait, hold on. That could be a contributing factor to not being able to find jobs as well. I'm sure it's a small percentage, or it's like, you know, it's not every single factor in combination with the whole women in workforce increase. But it means that the cost of labor goes down because there's more competition for work, as opposed to an employees market where workers are more scarce and thus people have to pay people more to get them to work, or to work for them. I feel like there may be a connection. There might be something there. It's definitely a contributing factor, for sure. Who needs women when you have H-2B visa Indian slaves? That's strong. That is strong. Thank you for bringing that up. I actually have no idea how the HB1 thing works, but sure. I don't know. I can't say. However, few are considering the negative impacts this will have on greater society. The birth replacement rate is already trending below replacement, and surveys show that women who are unmarried and childless tend to struggle more with mental illness and feelings of self-confidence. Ooh, and more VTubers chat. More VTubers chat. Maybe this is the way to get more VTubers. Maybe this is what you want, chat. I I'd be curious to see the stats on number of women in the workforce in 1970 compared to now. Oh, it's probably completely abysmal. That was when it started, if I understand correctly, in the 1960s to 1970s, late 1960s, is when it started to become acceptable to work more. Yeah. AI will fix the humanity problem? I don't know. I think AI still really sucks for now, but maybe in 20 years I'll eat my words. Where was I? Single women spend more than the average family household, especially when it comes to travel life, nightlife, eating out, skincare, beauty, retail, shopping. So of course, economists will attempt to frame it in a positive life that nearly half of women are single and childless. It can only be good for the economy. This is such a good point. Actually, the consumerism is insane for women. Chat. The other week, I went to a coffee shop. And this beautiful 24-year-old woman, maybe even 21, she looked really young and cute. She was really peppy, and she was like, oh my god, what do you want? Oh, I'm gonna get you this coffee. She's super bubbly, super sweet, she's super cute. And she at the end said to me, hey, are you gonna go shopping? And I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta go get groceries. She's like, are you gonna go Target shopping? And I'm like, what the hell is Target shopping? She's like, oh, you know, when you go to Target and you walk around and like just sometimes you just buy something. And I'm like, buh. And then I thought to myself, like, oh my god, the white woman demographic loves Target shopping, huh? For those that don't know, impulse buying in certain shops like Target, I don't know what else could be, but women apparently really love to do that, and they are a great demographic for consumerism. Men do not impulse shop as much as women. It's like a proven fact. I don't do that. I've never gone into Target and like impulse shopped. I only shop for things I actually need. Like if I need I don't know, like a camera stand or something for my stream, I go to Target or whatever. But I don't go there just to like browse. It's pronounced Target. I bet you freaking Target my nuts. Men go for higher value stuff. I don't know if that's true, but women are definitely a contributing factor to the whole consumerism. It's big. Big. Another thing I wanted to touch on. Chat. What does this say? Again, women who are unmarried and childless tend to struggle more with mental illnesses and feeling of self-confidence. I didn't say it, chat. The article said it, chat. I didn't say it, okay? Caught? I'm putting my hands up. I didn't say that word for word. That's the writing on the wall. But no, really. Funny, haha, feminists are mentally ill jokes aside. If you hit the wall, which you do, or some women do, most women do, when you hit the wall, or if you hit the wall at 30 after being career focused or girl bossing or whatever for 10 years, and then the hormones start hitting you to make you want to have babies, but you're single, 30, post wall, and you created a culture where men don't want to approach you, I don't know, man. People aren't going outside, you're swiping on Tinder, you're not as hot as you were when you were like 22 years old. Again, there's a reason why women are considered the most attractive between like 21 and probably I would say like the high end, maybe 28. That's like the peak. Yeah. You start hitting the wall. I should preface, there are women who do not hit the wall at 30. However, they are the exception. I would say there are not that many beautiful women that are above 30. Yeah. I like older women, so I don't know. Thank you. Rates are reversed at 35. When was I attractive? Am I 22? I'm 31 and still single, even if I look fine? Are you a man? Because I'm literally talking about women. Women are the most ideal for impregnation and breeding. Oh god, I can't believe I'm saying this on stream. When they are between the ages of 21 and 25. I'm sorry. That's the prime age. It is. Look it up. Biology. I see some good-looking older women. Yes, but they're rare. When I look at a woman that's over 33, I can instantly tell. You can instantly tell. Whereas if you're between 21 to say 25, I can instantly tell because you give off an aura. I don't know. Not here, dog. They're all over. You're coping, man. There's definitely an aura with women that hit a wall, but I digress. SSRI stocks are on the rise. Chat, if you want to make investments and you're evil, start investing in medical companies that create drugs for SSRIs. You will make a lot of money in like 10 years. Invest in cat food companies. Ooh, that's an even stronger one. Anyway. Eating out, blah, blah, blah. However, if you are considering this, single, childless women may be buying more things at the mall and traveling to various cities. But at what cost in the long run? The bedrock of any healthy society is the nuclear family, and it's sad to think we will see fewer and fewer families in the future, which of course means fewer children and happily married couples. Meanwhile, young women in their prime working years devote themselves to career and a boss who doesn't really truly care about them. Very true. What do we say about corporal borpos? You're just a number to them. You can't even deny it. They don't give a fuck about you. When was the last time you worked a 9 to 5 at a corporal borpo job and you asked for like a week off and they told you to go fuck yourself? Yep. I've been denied vacation time. Yeah, 9 to 5, they tell you to go fuck yourself. You have to work, go fuck yourself. Have promiscuous sex that has a negative impact on their mental health, which is proven, by the way. Having promiscuous sex and having multiple partners, it does lead to long life, to long-term issues down the line. Therapists have confirmed that. And miss out on the true lifelong fulfillment that comes with being a wife and mother. And even if you don't want to be a wife and mom, you will still have issues outside of that. I actually talked to a woman that was incapable of having children, and she says the saddest thing in her life is that she cannot have kids, but she wants to have kids really badly. She does. She told me she was an old lady. She was like 55, I think. And she's married to her husband, and they've conceded that they can't have kids. They tried to think about adopting, but they realized it's probably not for them. Which is fine. I would rather someone say, I don't want to adopt and not have kids rather than adopt someone and realize that they're going to fuck up that kid or whatever. I think that's totally valid. Adoption is always an option. But for a lot of women that have issues like that, or they have genetic, what is it called? Maybe they have really bad genetics and they don't want to pass on really bad genes. That's also a problem. But that's a small percentage. Some people don't realize they would kill to have kids in their prime. As opposed to like girl bossing and being like, oh my god, my eggs are drying up, they're gonna freeze to death. Have sex with all the men you want. I don't give a fuck, but just know that a lot of men find it unattractive, chat. And no amount of complaining on Twitter will change that. No one cares. They'll tell you, El Bozo, your eggs are dying. Also, don't forget that every time you get ran through, you're diminishing your ability to have a genuine connection with someone. In my opinion, maybe girls nowadays are built different, but I couldn't do it. Personally. Bro said ran through. What? Ran through? Yes! If you have sex with 15 fucking men in like 3 years or 2 years, that's a lot. It is! I think that's a lot. You ruin your bonding experience. I'm not talking about 15 men in like 30 years. Which is still a pretty decent amount, but like, I'm just saying. The way you said it. But if I had sex with 15 men, then I'd be gay. Yeah, well, you would also have pair bonding issues. Chad, if you are gay and you get ran through 15 men, you will have issues as well. You will have problems. It's a proven fact. The more partners you have, the more problems you're probably gonna have with bonding and trusting people, and also maybe STDs. Maybe. Hopefully not. It will look like this. No! Stop! Anyway. Man, that was a long yap session. I'm sorry. I find this... I am very passionate about this topic. I am. I have bonding issues having been through a few bosses and managers. I can't imagine what it's like actual intimate relationships. Yes, absolutely. I had 3 long-term girlfriends and I already got trust issues, no need for 50. My brother told me that after 2 long-term girlfriends, he conceded, if he conceded to the fact that after 2 long-term girlfriends, one was 7 years that he almost married and the other one was 5 years, I believe. He finally said, fuck it. And then he met his actual wife now, like recently. In the last 5 years, but he was like done. So like this, I know this is anecdotal. It's not, you know, empirical evidence, but for him as a man, he said that it's really sucked, and he still has a bit of trust issues. I'm sure. If I talk to him about it, I'm sure I could ask him, be like, "Do you really think that having all those women, even though they were long-term relationships, the ones that you were trying to marry or like find a mate permanently, do you think that caused problems for you?" He'd probably say absolutely. But anyway, I think that just goes for people in general, even with friends. I think if you go through a lot of friends, you might start having problems making friends, no? Like, growing apart is different, but you know, just in general, I think going through friends is a bit of a traumatic experience as well. Commitment to friendships. Yeah. Relationships. I'm gonna be a hermit, chat. I'm just gonna talk to chat. You're all my friends, right? Yeah! We're gonna play DPD in an hour, and we're real friends, right, chat? We're real friends. We're real friends. We know each other. We really know each other. Yes! I know someone's gonna take that seriously.
Fire, fire,